Hola, soy yo, Vicky, otra vez. It's me, Vicky, again. ¿Cómo estáis? ¿Todo bien? ¿Habéis practicado mucho español? ¿Habéis hablado español? Espero que sí. I hope you have had a chance to practice speaking Spanish somewhere. Okay, so in today's video, we're back to the Break the Language Barrier Level 4 book. If you don't have it, it's available on Amazon. It's still on offer, $4.99 until the end of August. Okay, or also here, you can come and buy it here. I have them in stock. Not long to go now before the offer finishes. So if you're thinking that, even if you're nowhere near this level yet, but you're thinking that you are going to carry on learning Spanish, which I hope you are, now's the time to buy the book while it's on offer, because at the end of the August it'll go back to more or less 14-15 euros. Okay, so if you don't have the book, don't worry, you'll be able to follow the video, but you need quite a good level of Spanish already to follow this tutorial, because we're dealing with the sexy subjunctive. And the only reason, it's funny because one of my Spanish YouTube viewers asked me, why do you call it, why have you put sexy in there? And I had to explain to her, you may have seen it on the comments, just to make it sound more exciting, really, because it's not really that sexy. But if you say sexy subjunctive, it just makes it sound more interesting. Okay, so we're on page 22 anyway, if you do have the book, but I'm going to put everything in description as usual, so you can follow the tutorial anyway, but you will have it written down as well. I mean, it's nice to have the book because you've got it all in one place and it's got the answers in the back. But as I say, you do need to be at a very good level of Spanish before you can deal with the subjunctive. If you don't know the past tenses, if you don't know the future tenses, there's no point, you know, it's not for beginners to start with subjunctive. Okay, so what we're going to look at on page 22, página 22, is ser y estar in subjuntivo. Subjunctivo presente. Maybe I don't say that often, I just say, oh, the subjunctive, but we're looking at the present subjunctive. We will be looking shortly, or in a few more videos, we will be looking at the past subjunctive, so that's important too. So we're in the present subjunctive. We've gone through all the times when you would use the subjunctive, so I'm not going into that, or how we make the subjunctive. If you're not sure of those things, that you need to look back over the previous videos and acquaint yourself with how to form it and when we use it. All we're really concentrating on here is ser and estar in the present subjunctive. Okay, so ser in the subjunctive, present subjunctive, is sea, 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 seamos, seáis, sean. And estar in the subjunctive is esté, estés, esté, estemos, estéis, estén. And we're not going to go into when you use ser or when you use estar either. That's you'll see that in many other videos that I've done as we've gone along. So really, by the time you get to this point, you should be more or less confident in when you use ser and when you use estar. If not, if you search through the video, you just have to put ser and estar, and all my videos on ser and estar will come up. The caprinct and flomits, the mnemonics that help you to remember when to use one and when to use the other. So underneath the actual conjugations of ser and estar, we've got some expressions that I've picked out of, there are many more that we did learning when to use the subjunctive, but I picked out a couple that I'm going to use in these examples. So esperar que, which is to hope that, ojalá que, God willing, or to hope that as well. Querer que, to want that. No creer que, to not believe that, or to not think that. No parecer que, to not seem that. Dudar que, to doubt that. Es imposible que, it's impossible that. You may have noticed there is a theme of that goes through the subjunctive. That's something I sort of latched onto when I first decided it's about time I started to get to grips with it. Es necesario que, it's necessary that. Hasta que, until, we would say. We wouldn't say until that, but that's literally what it is. Cuando, when, but remember it's only when you do something in the future. Not talking about when you do things, actually do things in your current life. It's when you know, like if I say, oh, well, when you go, you've not gone yet. So it's when you go. But if I say, no, do you have a coffee when you go to the beach? That's something that you do. So we don't, that's not subjunctive. Tricky. So it's a good, if you're not sure, go back, watch the video again, see if you can, you know, understand it. As I say, the subjunctive is tricky. There's no getting away from it. We just have to keep plugging away, like with everything that's difficult in life. Number 11, número 11, tan pronto como, as soon as. Número 12, quizá, perhaps. Número 13, tal vez, another word for perhaps. And 14, aunque, which is even if or although. Okay? So, vamos al número 1. So, in inglés, no voy a decir el inglés. No voy a poner el inglés en descripción. Pero no voy a decir el inglés, solo voy a decir el español, ¿vale? So, número 1, espero que no esté enfermo. So, hay dos partes en cada pregunta. There are 2 parts in each question. One will be ser, one will be estar. So, número 1, espero que no esté enfermo. Espero que sea guapo. Número 2, ojalá nuestros vecinos sean españoles. Ojalá nuestros vecinos no estén en casa o en la casa. Número 3. ¿Quieres que sea yo enfermera? And I've just put the yo in there because sea, of course, could be he or she or I. ¿Quieres que esté yo ahí contigo? Número 4. No creo que esté feliz. Okay, if we want to make it clear that it's she, no creo que ella esté feliz o contenta. No creo que sea alta. And actually, yes, in both of those, we could get away without saying the ella because our descriptions, if we use contenta, anyway, feliz could be a man or a woman. But contenta and alta, we know it must be a girl because of the a on the end of the adjective. Número 5. No parece que sea buen día. Yeah? And no parece que esté abierto. Número 6. Dudamos que sean simpáticos. Dudamos que los bancos estén abiertos a esa hora. Esta hora. This time. Número 7. No puedo ir hasta que esté abierto. No puedo ir hasta que sea invierno. Número 8. Tan pronto como sea noche, iré. Tan pronto como esté abierto, iré. Número 9. quizá sean altos, sí, es plural, altos, morenos y guapos. Quizá estén en el bar. Número 10. Aunque sea enfermera, no me gusta. Aunque esté enferma, no tengo tiempo para ella. Número 10. Es imposible que sean amigos. Es imposible que estén en el país. And just in case you use campo there for country, campo is the countryside and país is the country as in England or Spain. And I suppose looking at that, it's possible that it could be either, whichever way you look at it, as long as you understand the distinction. Okay, so número 12. Es necesario que siempre seamos corteses o educados. Es necesario que siempre estemos allí con ellos. Número 13. Cuando seas médico, te llamaré. Cuando estés en España, me llamarás. Número 14. Quizá sea cantante un día. Sea yo cantante un día. To make clear this, I will be. Quizá esté yo cansada el viernes después de trabajar. Número 15. This is just true of me. Me gusta cantar mucho, pero no canto bien. No creo que sea un cantante buena. Y no creo que estén casados. Número 16. Esperan hasta que esté él aquí. Esperan hasta que sea más mayor. O que tenga más años, también puedes decir. Número 17. No queremos que estés triste. No queremos que seas médico. 18. Volveráis al trabajo tan pronto como estéis mejores. Sabréis tan pronto como sea el tiempo adecuado. La hora adecuada, the right time. Bueno, because it's not specifically saying that it's clock time. But anyway, hora is clock time and tiempo is a period of time. So I suppose technically with that one we can accept both. So it's either el tiempo adecuado or la hora adecuada. Okay, Vali, did you get them all right? Did you get all your SEAs and ESTARs right? It's very important when you're deciding between SEA and ESTAR. Always give yourself a reason why you're using it. You know, I could really, I suppose, have gone through the reasons there. You know, so if you're talking about someone's ill, that's a mood, emotion, a feeling. Being ill is that. Whereas you talk about a profession, That's always said. So always make sure, get your cuprict and flomets. There is a video on cuprict and flomets too. And it is in the book. It's in various of the books, the cuprict and flomets. It'll be in the index at the start to tell you where it is. And it outlines when you say, when you use estar. So when you're trying to think, I mean, obviously when you're out and about speaking, you haven't got that much time to think. So just go for one or the other. But when you're sat at home doing your exercises, you have got, that's the whole point of doing the exercises. That's when you've got the time to think, and the repetition. I know I always repeat myself saying it, but it's absolutely true. So you do those and you haven't got them all right, wait a week, go back, do them again, see if you do any better. You know, so repetition and practice, that's the way. Okay, so muchas gracias por mirar el video. If you found it useful, please give me the thumbs up as usual. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It's completely free. Doesn't cost anything to subscribe, you just get notification of future videos. And yes, don't forget, if you're planning on continuing with Spanish, get your level 4 book at $4.99, only $4.99 on Amazon. Okay, so muchas gracias y te veo en el próximo video. Muchas gracias. Hasta luego.